Where you want to start?
So tell me about your life and addiction.
How much film you got? I think I was born an addict. I remember specifically around, grade 5, having a thought that, as soon as I can get my hands on this thing they're drinking, this thing they're smoking, I'm gonna try it. If you're in the 5th grade, it's kind of hard to get your hands on a bottle of liquor. But I remember having that thought that I'm gonna try that when I get the first chance I get. When I get old enough, I'm gonna try it, and I'm sure I'm gonna like it. I hit high school, man. High school, 9th grade, and that's when it really took off. When I left high school, it just kept growing. This is a progressive disease, and mine certainly did that. It just kept progressing. I was doing more. I was doing whatever I could get my hands on. Somebody give me a pill, and I would take it, and not really ask, what is this, or what's it going to do to me. I would take it and then find out. It was going to change. It was going to do something to me. I didn't know what, but I knew it was going to do something, so that's what I wanted. I went in the Navy, and I did really well in the Navy. I've always been good at following the rules. I did good in there. I got a promotion right out of boot camp. I started going to A school. So they sent guys from the Navy to my hometown. They went around talking to a lot of my friends and stuff, and asked them, hey, have you ever seen him do any drugs or alcohol? And they were like, yeah, all the time. He was just getting high here and there and everywhere. And so they kicked me out of the Navy for fraudulent enlistment. And for years I had a big resentment for that. I still regret that, but now I know it was all my fault. But for years, man, I thought, man, why couldn't we have just been at war? If we had been at war with some country, and it was pretty peaceful then, if we had been in this big war, they would have kept my ass in the Navy. They wouldn't have kicked me out that easily. That's some pretty serious selfishness right there. I was willing to put the whole country at war just to get what I wanted. One of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life was call my parents and tell them that, I'm being kicked out. After the Navy, I met this girl, and I fell in love with her, and we ended up getting married. She lived with me through my addiction. She didn't know how bad it was. How she put up with me for, I think, 13 years. I'll never know how she did that. After confronting her and telling her that I was addicted to pain pills, that was my first trip out there to River Edge. I wanted to get some help. Probably because I knew I was about to lose her and my family at that time. That was a 28-day program. And after 7 days, we were allowed to have visitation. And I just knew she was going to be there. When I left that day to go to the detox place, I could just see it in her eyes. She said, we're going to be okay, we're going to be okay. But I could see it in her eyes that we were not going to be okay. So after that 7 days, I just knew she was going to be there for a visitation, and she didn't show up. But she did call me that evening and said she wanted a divorce. And that was just, that just tore my world apart. And at 2 o'clock that morning, I raised such hell in that detox that they let me go. They didn't want to. They had this little security guard there, and I told him, I said, "You gonna let me out this door?" It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I had all my belongings in a pillowcase that had River Edge written on it. And I told him he's gonna let me out, I was leaving. And he's like, "No, sir, we can't do that." And I like threatened to kick his ass and stuff. And if, you know, if you don't let me out, we're gonna wake everybody in here up. And he let me out. Truth be known, that old man probably would have beat the hell out of me if I had tried him, you know. But they let me out, and I called my one of my brothers to come pick me up. And that was my first trip there. There would be more. You know, there would be 5 more. But after that, man, I just kept, each time I kept getting worse and worse and worse. It got to the point where that's what I lived for. When I opened my eyes, the first thought immediately would be, do I have some pills? If not, where can I get some? Most time it was not. I didn't have any because I would eat them all the day before and then the next day go get more. As many as I could. If I couldn't get before, that's how many I would take. If I could get 20, that's how many I would take. I was living here in Macon with my older sister, a 50-year-old man living with his older sister. I wasn't working, other than some little odd jobs, try to make money to buy some pills. Naturally, she got tired of that. She got tired of me using her, and she pretty much shut me out. You know, my family did a lot of things for me. They blessed me in a lot of ways. But probably it's not probably, it's a matter of fact, the biggest blessing they ever gave me was saying, we've had enough. We've had enough of you killing yourself, and we're not going to let you do it in our homes. So I was really homeless here in Macon. The house that I was living in with my sister, she moved out. She moved to another place. And she said, "You're not coming with me." I stayed in this house as long as I could. I mean, landlords knocking on the door. I wouldn't answer the door. He didn't have a key. No lights, no food. Roach infested. I stayed there as long as I could. That whole time, man, I was thinking so much about suicide. That was really dark, man. Laying in a dark house, trying to sleep. I remember that last night, roaches had gotten so bad in their area that they were crawling on me, or at least I thought they were. Maybe it was withdrawing from the drugs that I was no longer able to acquire. But they were crawling on me, and I had nothing to eat there. And I remember what day it was, on a Friday. And I packed up what few little clothes I had, and I walked down to the River Edge down on Emory. And that morning, and I begged them to get me in out there, and they had no beds available. They said I would have to come back Monday morning. And I knew that I was not gonna make it. I wasn't gonna make it till Monday morning. Something gave me the strength to get up again and leave there, and I walked to Navicent, the hospital. And this little lady at that front desk, I didn't even have to say anything. She took one look at me and she said, "You need to go to detox?" I said, "Yes, I do." She said, "Are you having any suicidal or homicidal thoughts?" I said, "Yes, I am." But this last time I was truly done. I'd had enough. I had lost everything. I had no more family and friends. I had my mind made up that time, man, that, you know, that little 7-day stretch is not gonna do it. I had my mind made up that I was gonna go long term somewhere. And I got some friends. I got some old family friends that work out there, and they said, you should try this place called Centenary. I said, let's do it. I want to go there. I can't hardly tell this story without crying. What I do remember, and I think about pretty much every day, is you guys saying, "We're gonna give you a shot. We're gonna help you." And man, I can't tell you how that felt like just the weight of the world was just lifted off of me, and I could breathe a little bit. I had no idea what was in store. I had no idea how you guys were going to help me, but I remember thinking, somebody's going to try to help me. So I came in this program scared to death, not knowing what was going to happen, what I was going to be doing. I had no idea what to expect, you know, and I was so emotional that first few weeks. I would just get choked up at any little thing. My emotions were all crazy. There was only 4 guys there at the time, but they all took me in. They welcomed me. They showed me the ropes, you know, and I watched them as we went to meetings and meetings and meetings, how they would open up and share in meetings and stuff and talk about what it was like and all that. And I was like, they're just telling my story, man. Every one of them, I could relate to what they were saying. And pretty quickly, I realized that I was in a good place. One of the first things it taught me was, you know, how to think about other people. I had this tattoo when I came into the house. It was a Confederate flag. I had it. It had been there right here for about probably 30 years. It started making me feel some kind of way that I was offending a lot of people. And I wanted to do something about it. I talked to some people in the church, the Centenary Church, and you know, I said I'd really like to get something done about this. You know, it's offensive to people, and I was just considering other people for, you know, that may seem like a small thing to a lot of people, but for me it was like, what the hell is going on with you, man? Well, I mean, where did that shit come from that you're thinking about others? and how others might feel. And some people from the church got in touch with a local tattoo shop. They got it worked out where I could get it covered up. And we ended up with this thing. It's a big blue rose with, you can probably see the crosses. 1, 2, 3. To me, it symbolizes that point too, that where I started thinking about others. Just the tattoo itself means so much. I can walk now and not have to worry about, am I offending someone? I like to tell people that you know, the church helped me get this tattoo. I bet no other church in this world has financed a tattoo for somebody. I was feeling different. I was not waking up in the mornings thinking, where am I going to get this pill? I was sleeping at night without crying. I was eating. You can't tell it now, but I gained about 30 pounds when I first come in. I lost some of it a little later on, but I'm so grateful for that place, man. How am I different today? I mean, it's a big deal for me to think about others and not so much think about myself. It's a big deal for me to know that there's a power greater than me. There's a God out there. It's a big deal for me to know He loves me. I mean, that keeps me calm in situations that in the past I would have just lost it. I feel so much better about myself. Again, the directors and this program sitting there, the church, everybody there showing me so much love and saved my life. I mean, how can you repay that? All I can do is stay sober and try to help somebody else that's coming in the house. And, you know, that means the world to me to be able to do that, to go out and interview these guys in detox. Some of them sleeping in the same bed at detox that I was sleeping in. I know what they're going through, and it means a lot to me to be able to help them.
The reason I came to Centenary House is because my life had become very unmanageable due to my drug use and alcohol use. You know, and I needed a place that I can recover.
I came to the transitional house because I had a problem with drugs and alcohol, and I really just had nowhere else to go. I mean, I was just desperate to get better and desperate to feel better.
Red is our house leader, and he's very instrumental in keeping us focused on recovery. You know, his lifestyle now is geared toward living a clean and sober life. What it means to me in the house to have Red as a mentor and a friend is someone who has been through the process of recovery. He knows the mood swings and the isms that we go through in this recovery process.
He's a great guy, man. He, you know, he quickly became like a father figure in the house, and you know, just a father figure to me. He, you know, we joke around and call him Dad and stuff, and he really helped me to get out of my shell and start smiling and laughing more, and just, you know, be able to have fun and learn who I was.
The thing that meant a lot to me is how Red has found it necessary to come and give me kudos. Just letting me know that somebody sees me and somebody cares.
If anytime I was like real in a bad mood or hurt or just struggling, I mean, he would take me out to lunch and just talk to me. or maybe even not talk, just be there with me. You know, he's been able to really help me like learn about myself and learn to talk to other people, and you know, learn to also like be quiet and just how to handle situations. Red has taught me just so much, you know. It's just helped me grow so much in my sobriety and my recovery.